Hi friends, welcome to part 2 of the sister journals. I have been playing around with my fabrics and my old vintage linens, and I've come up with this little pattern to wrap around the spine. This is not stitched together. I'm going to slow stitch all of it, and then let's see if I can sort of show you here. It will wrap around like that, and it'll be pretty on both sides. So I had a harder time than I thought I would finding, I have a lot of embroidered pieces like this, but I didn't have very much that had red on it. Most of the flowers are pink. And so the linen that I had that had red on it, I found 2 spots that I could use. So I'm just gonna put the covers aside for now here, and I'm just gonna quickly show you how I assembled this with the second one. I'm using pretty much the same fabrics here. So I'm starting with this vintage, I think this is like a dresser scarf, and it's machine made. I don't know how old it is. It did tear super easily, so that is a sign that it's older, or it's been washed in bleach a lot or something like that. But I thought it was pretty, and I liked the scalloped edge, and I was tempted to just use it just like that, but I wanted to add more to it. So I have this little piece. This is from an old apron, this pretty fabric that has the little red roses on it, and that's going to go here. And then I've got another little scrap of the same red work patterned fabric that I have on the inside, and I'm going to use that here. This is an old piece of lace that I'm just going to add on down at the bottom here, and then I have a little piece of embroidered, again from that same linen. I think it also was a dresser scarf. When I see those things at Goodwill, I pick them up. If they're stained, nobody else wants them, and they are valuable to me because I use them like this. So I'm going to go sit upstairs and do some slow stitching on this, and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. See you in a bit. Hi there, this is Sue back again here. I finished the slow stitching pieces sitting and watching television, and I wanted to show you how those turned out. So I did some different techniques here to attach this to the base, the eyelet base here. This embroidered piece at the top, I did do a running stitch all the way around the edge, and then in the center, instead of doing like an invisible tack, I actually went in and put little, I don't know if you can see them on here, the lighting's not that great, French knots all over, so it made it kind of like polka dotted, which I thought was really cute, and that just holds it all down in the middle. The red piece here, I did a red little X stitch all the way, or a little cross stitch all the way around the outside. The lace down here, I did just do an invisible join here with just regular thread. So it is all tacked down in the center too, you just can't really tell. And then the piece over here that runs along the side, I did 3 rows of little horizontal stitches with a kind of a pearly white embroidery floss. And I purposely made that kind of messy. They're not totally neat. I wanted it to have a kind of a rustic look to it. Here's the other one. I did the same techniques on this one as well. And I'm happy with how these turned out. So once I had them all done, I put them on the books to see how they were going to look. And I do like how they look on there. I really like the scalloped edge and the scalloped edge at the bottom here. I like how you can see the fabric that's on the inside just poking down, and it's a little bit raggedy, which I like. But the top looks kind of unfinished to me. And when I turn it over, same thing here. I'm kind of wishing that I had more of an edging on there. So I decided I'm going to pull out some trims and laces, and I'm going to put something across the top and then also something down this side. And then I think that will give it a little bit nicer finished look. Here are some of the things that I considered. The first thing I pulled out was this vintage card of lace. I'm sure this is something I picked up at a thrift store, and I don't know how old this is, but it looks kind of old. And I was thinking about this ruffly small lace for across the top. And so I kind of laid that on there to see what that would look like. And it looks nice, but I don't like the ruffliness. I think it's too fussy for what I'm going for here. So I decided I'd rather have a flat trim. So I'm going to set that one aside for now. And then I pulled this out, which is a modern piece of lace. I think I probably bought it at Walmart. It's nothing expensive or fancy or anything, but I like how simple it is. And I kind of laid that behind the top part here, and I do really like the way that that looks. So I'm going to use this on one of them, and I started this video once already and I don't know what happened, so I had to do it again. So I've actually already cut this piece to the right size, and I just cut it so that it is a little bit bigger, so that I have the option back here of overlapping it over the top of what's on the back, or whatever, however I want to handle that when we get there. So that's going to go on one. And then the other piece that I found for the top of the other one is some trimming from linen. This is some hand crocheted little trim that someone attached to, this was probably a dresser scarf or something, and I thought that was really pretty, and I think that will look nice across the top of this one. It's scallopy again, so it kind of echoes what's going on the front, and I think that looks pretty. So that's what's going to go on that one. Okay, now for the back, I was torn, and I found this little bag. See, I have just oodles of boxes of stuff like this. Honestly, you guys, this was 99 cents, and I looked at it, and I didn't even open the bag. It was stapled shut, but this looks to me like the edging on pillowcases. My grandmother used to do that. She would edge all of her sheets and pillowcases with crochet, and I have a fondness for that because I think of my grandma. And so there is this beautiful pink one in here with sort of a zigzaggy, pointy sort of a edge, which I just think is lovely. And then this was also in there. I wouldn't consider using this because this is a really pretty piece of lace, but you would only see a little bit of it. You know, the rest of it would be covered up, so that would be kind of a waste. So I won't use that. But I didn't think I would consider this green because, I don't know, it doesn't seem to be the right color. But when I put it on here with this book, I think it looks really nice. And that would be on there like that. And it kind of echoes the green that's in the leaves here. So that is going to be on the other one. So we're going to use these, and we're going to use this. And I think what I'm going to do is attach the back piece first and then put the top piece on. So let me just show you how I'm going to go about that. You probably won't be watching me do the whole thing, but I'll just kind of show you what I'm going to do. So this is definitely a pillowcase. It isn't even, I mean, it's like whole. It's a whole circle all the way around. So I don't know if the pillowcase was ruined and someone just cut the lace off and saved it, but whoever did that, thank you very much, because that's the part that I wanted anyway. I'm just going to find the seam of the pillowcase, and I'm going to cut up there so I can get to this. And this is a double layer here of fabric. So, and it's stitched through both layers. So this is going to be kind of thick, and I'm going to cut it. It's going to be tucked under the other piece, so it doesn't matter. Normally I don't like the looks of a cut edge. I prefer the torn look, but we're not going to see it in this particular instance, so it doesn't matter. So I'm just going to cut off the amount that I need, which is just about that. And I'll go ahead and cut this here. Ouch, it's a little bit hard to cut, but thank you, Grandma, somebody's grandma, for making this. I'm happy to share it with someone else on this journal. All right, so there's that. We'll just kind of set that aside for now, and then we'll just do the same thing with this one here. I hope I cut that long enough. I did. All right, that one and that one was going to get this. And then this one is going to get the pink. And we have the same situation here. Although there's two of these, 2 pillowcases. Oh, what a treasure. What a treasure. I promise I will use these for something lovely. Okay. What I should do is stitch them onto another pillowcase. Why can't I find the seam of this? Isn't that interesting? Here it is right here. Okay. Yeah, what I should probably do, but I didn't. That's not my style. But someone could have stitched those onto. Now, this one I can see is torn a little bit here, and I'm going to avoid that part because I don't mind a little bit of tearing, but you know, I don't want it coming apart on the book. So I'm going to go ahead and cut past that to where we get to a spot where there isn't so much tearing, and that's where I'm going to start measuring. Boy, this one's kind of torn all the way around. But that's okay. I wonder if the other one is better. We'll just use this part right here. That's okay. I can tack it together a little bit too if I need to. Let's just plan on doing that. I'll just repair it a little bit. Okay, so we're going to cut here. These are the worst scissors ever. This slow stitching was a little bit difficult for me because I don't have a lot of my stuff. So as you guys know, my house is in turmoil right now. It's on the mend, but right now my little sewing machine cabinet that has all my thread in it and stuff is in a storage unit. So I had to like, I couldn't pin any of this down. And you can like use a little bit of glue if you want to, like even a little bit of glue stick to just tack it in place if you're going to do the stitching. But I didn't do that. I just held it. They were small enough pieces that I thought I could work with it. So, all right. So this is what we're going to have here. Oh, that's so pretty. And then this will go across the top of it here. Like this. Like that. I think that's good. I'll make that look neater over here when I get to it. All right, and then the other one, let's look at that one. That one will be here. And this I hadn't cut to length yet, so get it about to here. All right. So again, not particularly exciting watching me stitch. I'm just going to use regular thread for this. I'm not going to do anything fancy with embroidery floss or doing any special stitches. So I'll go and work on these, and then I'll be back to show you what they look like. And ta-da! The slow stitching is all done. You can see I've added the pretty lace down the sides and across the top of these. I think they look really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and get those glued onto the covers, and then the next video we'll start working on the insides. I don't know which one is which yet. I'm just going to say this one goes with this one. And what I want to do here is make it pretty even on the front and the back. So I'm kind of comparing this way to see where that looks good. And I'm just going to go ahead and put a little glue on the inside of this because I want to make sure I don't want to have a bunch of glue on the cover that isn't being covered up. Does that make sense? I don't want that. So I'm going to put the glue along this scallop, and then I'll lay it on the book, and then that will kind of help me see where it's going to go. I'm just going to go ahead and fill that part in too. The rest of the glue I'm going to put on, well, at least most of it, on the cover itself. Okay, let's kind of lay that on and put it straight and up a little bit there, and that's about where it's going to sit, like that. So while I was stitching, it came to me that someone might wonder, why would I go through all of the trouble of hand stitching all of that on if I was just going to glue it? Because I could have just glued all of it. And that is true. I could have just glued all of it. The answer is I didn't want to. I like the thought of there being handwork, hand stitching on this with all this pretty fabric. And so that's why I chose to do it that way. No other reason. If you're not a stitcher and you wanted to create a cover similar to this just with glue, you could use tacky glue like this. Fabri-Tac is really great too. And I have that out here too in case I decide I need to use that in places, especially like where the trim on the back is. Because again, I don't want the glue seeping out and showing on the cover where it's not covered up by the fabric. I'm just going to spread this around a little bit. And I'm just doing little sections at a time to make sure that I get it all down and secure, but not where, again, I just don't want it to be messy. I want it to be nice and neat. Okay. Let me get this part. So I just finished a Microsoft Teams job interview with some extremely nice ladies. It would be nice if I got that job. I think I would fit right in there. We'll see. Time will tell. I'm not worried about it. I know that the right thing is going to come to me. So, all right, and we'll flip this up and we'll put some more here. I was kind of freaking out because this interview was scheduled at 2:30 and I had the plaster guys unexpectedly show up at my house at like 1:30 or maybe 1:15 or so. I don't know what time it was. They needed to repair a little spot on this dining room ceiling before the painters come. And so they assured me that they wouldn't be there very long, so that I let them in and they did the work they needed to do. It was no problem. And then the painter showed up. And it's just like, really? I mean, really? Today, when I'm going to be sitting there trying to do this interview online, but he just needed to be there for a few minutes dropping some things off, so it was okay too. It all is okay. No need to get stressed about it. So, okay. Go ahead and push that part down. And we're just going to continue to work our way across here until we get all the way to the edge. I'm going to leave this flat like this to dry. I'm going to go ahead and go down a little ways here. And let it dry all the way before I handle it too much more. We'll come back later and start working on the inside, which is my other favorite part. So it's all my favorite part. Now here you can see, so we have eyelet at the bottom and I can see that glue right there and I don't like that. I don't want that to show. Sorry, I'm grabbing a little, grabbing a towel here to wipe that off. Just lift it up. Put off there. So I like how that little bit of peak of red shows through there. Really, I have a little spot there too, but there's fabric behind that, so I'm not going to worry about that one. Okay. All right, and then we're to this last little bit here, and I'm going to do the same thing and just put the glue on the fabric here just to make sure I don't make a mess. I'm being gentle with this. This is the lace I had to do some repair work on, and I just kind of whip stitched it together so that it would hold. Obviously it's going to be glued down, so it's not like it's flopping around and loose. I'm coming right up to the edge of these little points. And then just kind of gently dabbing a little bit here on the crocheted part. Okay. And we're just going to flip that down. carefully and press it down where it's at here. Okay. And then any spots where I can see glue through, like I'm seeing a lot right here, I'm going to lift this up, wipe it off of the cover, and then it will still be on the back of the lace, so that will hold it down. It's a little bit, right? Yes, that's okay. I guess that's okay. I think the rest of it is fine. Maybe a little bit here. Okay. All right. That's going to be so cute when it's folded up and done. Okay. We'll do the same thing with this one. Make sure we're even Steven. We want it to be about there. We'll just do the same thing here. Come down a little bit. Okay. We have a lot of snow. I'll put a little picture in here, right up here. I'll pop you a picture of what it looks like outside. Looking very wintry out there here in West Michigan, and it's cold, but it is December, and that's what happens here, so we're not surprised. I went out and shoveled a little bit this morning just so that my family members could get out to their cars a little bit easier. And unfortunately, I didn't think to do that until after my husband had left. So my poor husband didn't get that luxury today. I will definitely do it for him tomorrow if we have more snow, because I'm always the one that's up early in the morning, and I like to make things nice for people. So if I can help with that, I will. All right. I might speed this up a little bit because, you know, it's not that exciting to watch me glue. I can't remember if I told you guys how I was going to do my turkey for Thanksgiving. We had our Thanksgiving dinner on Friday, and I cooked the turkey in a different way than I had before. You know, every year they come out with like new things, do this is the best way to get a juicy turkey. You know, it's like every year somebody's got a better idea. And so this year I thought I would try something, because I actually really don't even like turkey very much. It's so dry, I just don't care for it. And so I did a couple different things. I dry brined the turkey, which is kind of like mixing together salt and other spices and rubbing them all up under the skin and all over the outside of it. And then you're supposed to leave it in your refrigerator for at least 24 hours uncovered. And we had this huge turkey, and I just thought it was gross to have this uncovered raw bird sitting in the refrigerator. I didn't think that seemed very sanitary. I don't know. So fortunately, it was pretty cold outside. And so I thought, well, hey, I'll just stick it in the grill because it'll be safe. It's uncovered, and it's cold enough so it will keep, and it will be out of my way, and it won't be in the refrigerator taking up space. So I did that, and that worked great. And then on Friday, I decided I was going to roast my turkey in the grill also to save on oven space. I have done that before, but not for a while. And so I ran to the store, and that's one of the nice benefits about not doing your Thanksgiving dinner on Thanksgiving, is that you can run to the store for last minute things. So I ran and got a couple of aluminum roasting pans, and I just kept one inside the other for like a double layer. And then I put a rack in there, and then I turned the turkey upside down, and I roasted him breast down. And if you've never done one on the grill before, I would just say every time I've ever done it, they get done faster than they would in the oven. And I guess it's just because they're in a smaller space, or maybe it's because the temperature is hotter than you think. It is a little harder to control in the grill. But so we roasted them on the grill. I think he was like a 22 or 23 pound turkey. He was done in less than 4 hours, and it was the best doggone turkey I've ever made, for sure. Maybe even the best turkey I've ever eaten. It was so moist and juicy. Whether it was the dry brining or whether it was the cooking upside down, I'm not sure if it was both. My husband said it doesn't matter. That's how we're going to cook the turkey from now on. So if anyone was tempted to try that, I would recommend it. Or if you have other ideas for me about ways to get a nice juicy turkey, I'd love to hear them. You can put them in the comments below. But that was a win for us. I was really, really pleased with that. Okay. Now I'm going to go, this is kind of a solid piece along here. So I'm going to go all along this edge. Sorry, my glue bottle is probably right in the way and you can't even see what I'm doing. And along this little edge. Okay, and then just a little bit in along here. Tacky glue is super thick, so it's a lot of squeezing. My hand hurts now. Okay, I'm just going to spread that out, make it lay flat. Okay, kind of get it so it's sitting where it wants to be. And then we're just going to come in and do the same thing with the glue so that I don't see these big globs of glue there. It's not my favorite thing. Okay, there's that one. Oops. Messy. I don't like messy. I like things to be nice and neat. Okay, there's that. There. Kind of make them straight and even. Okay, I think we got it. And there's that one. Ain't that pretty? That's so pretty. Okay. All right, we'll let those dry, and I'll see you for part 3. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.